What's up, Smash Brothers fans? It's JB Smash here. We're about to talk a little bit more about Smash Brothers. Uh, this video is a little special. All I'm going to be doing is pretty much going through the 25 characters who I think have the potential to make it into the final roster. Uh, like I said earlier, that roster is either consist of 49 or 51 characters. I made a little bit of a mistake in my last video saying that we were up to 39 characters. Which in all reality we're up to only 36. So that means instead of only having 10 to 12 to go, we actually have 13 to 15 more characters to be added. So with that said, I think I'm not going to go through and analyze each one of these characters that I list off. I'll probably get a little bit short, brief explanation why they're on my list. But other than that, I'm not gonna analyze them just yet. Each one of these characters will be in will they'll basically be a single topic in my countdown videos, which start on Friday. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get to this list. First one is Wario. Uh, you know, Obviously he was in the last Smash Brothers. Very different character, and really the main reason why he's on this list is he has 2 assist trophies already in the game. So, but other than that, there's not really much to be said. I'll get, like I said, with all these characters, I'll analyze them later. But anyways, second character, Dixie Kong. Uh, Donkey Kong needs another rep. It's very big. So who is it gonna be? I don't know. It's either gonna be Dixie Kong or it's gonna be King K. Rool. So, and that's my third character, King K. Rool. Um, and anyways, my fourth character, Bowser Jr. Very different character. They could do a lot with him. Fifth character, Ice Climbers. The only reason I don't think they've been released, and what gives me doubt, is the comment that Sakurai made about, I think it was almost a year ago, probably a little more than a year ago, where he was saying he was having a hard time figuring how to really get the mechanics down with the Ice Climbers on the 3DS. Um, anyways, Ness. Ness and Lucas are 6 and 7. Um, you know, Earthbound's going to be represented, but who is it going to be? We'll talk about that another day. But Impa is my 8th character. She's from Link. If you all don't know, getting a lot of recognition right now from Hyrule Warriors. She's going to be a main character in it. Her fighting style looks really, really cool. You didn't get to see a whole lot of it in Zelda Skyward Sword, but they've really done a lot with her. Hyrule Warriors. Another Zelda character is Girahim. Um, he's he's also in Hyrule Warriors. Uh, I'm not 100% sure if he's playable or not. I haven't done a whole lot of research into that game. And he was the main villain in Skyward Sword, so he could have a really interesting moveset. Ganondorf, number 10. Uh, you know, who knows? Hopefully he's in, but we'll talk about that another time. Number 11, I have Meta Knight. Uh, Very overpowered last game. Uh, so if he is going to be in the game, the reason he's probably not been released just yet is because they needed to tone him down so much that they're having a hard time kind of figuring out how to do it. Snake is number 12. Uh, you know, I'm just gonna give a little hint. Not good news for Snake, but who knows? They could surprise me, and by the time I do an analysis about him, he could change on my list. Number 13, we got Falco. Number 14, we got Wolf. Um, in my eyes, they're different characters. Wolf, to me, is not a Fox clone. Falco, on the other hand, is. When I play with Falco and I play with Fox, I kind of feel like I'm playing with pretty much the exact same character. I'm good with Fox, so I'm good with Falco. Wolf, on the other hand, different character. At number 15, I think is Crystal, female, another Star Fox rep. Uh, Star Fox is hasn't didn't get a whole lot of love these past few years, but it's getting a new game, and I mean, let's just face it, a lot of people like Star Fox. Crystal's a fan favorite, so who knows? Who knows what's to come with her? These next 5 are all Pokemon. We got Squirtle and Ivysaur. They were veterans from the last game. We got Sceptile, with his new Mega Evolution and the Fire, Water, Grass trio. Uh, it looks he looks pretty good. I mean, he would be a really cool fighter. And then we have Mewtwo, who's the fan favorite, probably out of all of them. Who he wouldn't be a clone of Lucario, but to me, and I'll talk about this more. It almost looks like they've taken Greninja and, and Lucario and pretty much taken bits and pieces of Mewtwo and putting each of them in there. But uh, who knows? Mewtwo could be in the game, um, along with Jigglypuff, the one character that's been in Smash Brothers since the original 12. I don't think she's ever really fit in the game, but she's in. Um, I don't really like playing with her, but she's in the game. Um, you know, who knows? Who knows if she'll be in this game? She has yet to be released, but we'll get there. Whenever we talk to her. We're actually at number 21 now with Mr. Game and Watch. He was in the Pac-Man release trailer. I thought for sure that meant he was in the game, but no word on him yet. So who knows? And then correct me if I'm wrong when I say this. Takamaru, the samurai. A lot of people really like him. He's a fan favorite and an original. They've been really kind of bringing back old games, and he had his own game. He was a great fighter. Anyways, number 23 is Rob. Uh, you know, Rob, I didn't see him coming in the next game, or the last game. But he was in there. He actually was a pretty decent fighter. He's not my favorite, but I wouldn't be totally disappointed if he was in the game, and I really wouldn't be sad if he was out of the game. So, last two, I know I kind of made a reference to the Jamatsu League last time, but and that's who these two are. 24 is Shulk, and 25 is the Horseman. As much as I don't believe in the league, um, I thought it was at least noteworthy to put them on my 25 list. I mean, so many people have them on their list just because of that league. I understand that, and now that a lot of people, including myself, don't believe in the league, it's probably irrelevant. But I figured they had just as good a shot as anyone else. But anyways, so that's my 25. Like I said before, I'll go through and analyze each character throughout the series, and I'll go through and say if I think they're going to be in the game, what their chances are, and hopefully, as the series goes on and we get closer to the Japanese release date on the 3DS, we'll have the full roster of who I think is going to be in the game, and then come September 13th, we'll know. We'll get to compare. I could be completely wrong, but who knows? But anyways, that's pretty much the end of this video. Probably won't do another intro video. I may before the 50-day countdown, but if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk at y'all later.